Greetings, cosmic family. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Dayna. I'm an intuitive astrologer, and today we are speaking to the Uranus-Jupiter conjunction in Taurus. We are building into this energy right now. We are just days away from it. It occurs on April 20th, 2024. Although this conjunction happens on a particular day and time, we are feeling this energy for much more than the day. And that's really the thing with astrology. It's cyclical and it comes in waves. And so we will feel this energy even after the 20th. We could feel it for weeks after and weeks before. And then throughout the year, we can actually receive these like reactivations because either the moon will hit this point or some other planetary movement will ignite this point and we'll feel it again. So this is really the most talked about astrological event of 2024. There's a lot of information out there on it. I encourage you to listen to it and discern, take what resonates. I'm going to give you my intuitive interpretations as well as some very grounded explanations as to what this means and how you can work with this energy. So I have named this conjunction the one of chaotic blessings, and I've heard a few other names for it. I think one being the super bloom and the shockwave. These are names that really speak to the energetic voltage of this conjunction. So Jupiter and Uranus, they join together in the sky every 14 years. So this is a big movement, although it's not as rare as some other ones. They haven't been together in the sign of Taurus in about 84 years. So the last time they came together was really the Great Depression. That was in like 1941. And we can obviously pull themes from that time into the current time we are living into now. And we'll get into that in a little bit. But first, I want to talk about what these planets represent, what they signify, and then talk a little bit about Taurus and kind of plug it all together. And I think that's a really fun way to grasp astrology, especially in your own microcosm. Uranus and Jupiter are social planets. They are collective planets. So we will see themes really kind of bloom into the collective, but we will also experience our own journey, our own catalyst in our microcosm, right? So this energy is about huge, abundant breakthroughs. It's one of growth and change. It's a very promising energy. I think we can all agree that we're feeling something big is going to happen. I'm not a fear-mongering astrologer, but every event in astrology can have its very positive vibration. It can also come with a negative vibration. Negative vibrations of Uranus and Jupiter coming together in the sign of Taurus can be quite simply weather, kind of like erratic weather, such as like volcanoes erupting or severe storms. I mean, we can see that happening in the natural world. Taurus is a sign that rules this earth plane. It rules the natural elements and the organic cycles of nature. And Taurus is a sign that really doesn't like change. It's not quick to change. It's very grounding. It likes to accumulate wealth, stability, and it's concerned with resources. So Taurus, what does Taurus really rule? I'll get into that. Taurus is a sign that is about simplicity, and it really is about belonging through presence. It has a very kind of like slower moving temperament. It's not so quick to anger. It takes a while for the bull to get angry, but then once it does, you really see, the the power and the intensity that Taurus holds, that raw power that you don't see right away like you do with Aries. So some of the energetics of Taurus, like Taurus is a sign that teaches us to be in flow with the rhythm of nature. It's a very peaceful sign. It's ruled by Venus. It's concerned with pleasure, with tranquility. It's concerned about money. It wants good food, nourishment, pleasure. Taurus rules our senses. It's a very sensual sign. Taurus is our relationship to how we feel and experience our senses in this earthly realm. The soul inhabiting the body, that experience of incarnation would really be reflected in Aries. And in Taurus, we're speaking to, like, okay, we're learning about textiles and things that make us feel comfortable. We're also really understanding attachments in the sign of Taurus, healthy and unhealthy attachments. So there's a lot here, a lot to unpack. But Taurus is a sign that is really self-contained. It's it's a sign that is really strong, reliable, it's enduring. And it really is here to find safety and to establish security. So of course it will be concerned with money, with really our basic needs, food, water, shelter. That's Taurus in a nutshell. And it wants to hoard. I mean, I say that kind of in a silly way, but Taurus does like to accumulate things. It's one of the signs that, because it's concerned with safety and wants to plan for long-term future security, sometimes the shadow of Taurus can be hoarding, which we will see Uranus and Jupiter can really catalyze a massive breakthrough of attachment wounds and styles in this event that we're building into. So Taurus really is, not only is it grounded, but it's very much about sustenance and sustaining life. So a big question that we're all asking ourselves during this time is, how do we sustain ourselves in a time of economical crises, right? Inflation, everything is very expensive. Prices have gone up astronomically. It's a pretty, buying a house just feels really out of reach for most of my generation, which is the millennials. And yeah, things just feel really difficult. And, survival is a main theme with many of my peers and people in my generation. So when Uranus and Jupiter come together in this sign, now Jupiter has been in Taurus for almost a year. We're preparing for it to go into Gemini in May, which will be pretty fun and enlivening because, well, that'll be another video. But Jupiter is the planet of luck and abundance, growth, expansion. It's a spiritual planet. Jupiter is like the lucky Santa Claus planet in the sky. It's the bringer of gifts, the bringer of wisdom, and it's a very optimistic planet. So it's the part of our psyche that sees the benefit in crises. It can look into the positives of a negative situation. And I joke that like Jupiter can be toxically positive, but it's true. And Sagittarius really, it wants to stimulate new growth and expansion by expanding beyond the familiar walls of comfort. So it's an interesting placement for it to be in Taurus because, it's stimulating growth in a sign that likes to take its time, really likes to kind of, like, we're seeing a huge theme with like slow living with Jupiter and Taurus, and it's a massive feminine movement, and really kind of allowing ourselves to, move with ebbs and flows and not be on hyper productivity mode. That's one thing we've seen with Jupiter and Taurus. And so Jupiter is really kind of the planet that blows things up. It brings in a new perspective. And with Jupiter, we are often able to shift our reality because of a shift in perspective. So I believe this conjunction can be like a massive breakthrough, a quantum leap in in a mental pattern or perspective that then puts us on a new trajectory that we couldn't have seen before or planned before. It's just beyond the conscious mind. Now, Uranus is the planet of shock and awakening. It's the great awakener. So Uranus is the planet that rules electricity. Okay. It really wants to pull you out of your roots. It compels you to look at things differently, to do things differently. It's a very rebellious planet. It wants you to kind of go your own way. It's concerned with freedom, autonomy, sovereignty, and it's a wild card. It's the planet of liberation and thinking in ways that are not taught. So when these two planets come together, we can see some themes in the collective, such as like technological advancements, certain inventions. There's a lot of talk in the crypto world, which I am just starting to understand a little bit. It is not my area of expertise, but like this would coincide with the bull run of this year. So if you are curious about investments, I would speak to someone who knows a lot about crypto. I do believe that there are massive gains available. We're also in numerology, we're in an 8-year, which is a year where we can see massive financial gain. So we have seen themes with Uranus and Jupiter and Taurus. Like I believe that's actually when the first Apple computer was built. Steve Jobs was actually born during a Uranus-Jupiter conjunction. So, we're seeing like themes of genius, we're seeing innovation, scientific advancements. We also will see, great rebellion occur. Like the last time one of the last times we've seen this conjunction was correlated with the American Revolution, the French Revolution. We've seen big movements around autonomy. In the late 60s, I know that there was like big movements around feminism because these are social planets. So we're definitely going to see some type of uproar, upheaval in humanity. I know that can correlate with like the elections coming up, and we can just see so much with it. I won't get into all the gritty. I'll just kind of give you the themes. I know that you can also do your own research in that way, but you get what I'm saying. So all that being said is that, life is amping up. Life is taking a really unique turn. And something that Taurus really stands for is our values. And so when you put these planets of larger than life and shock together, right? Jupiter, Uranus, we are seeing this like catalyzing event just like blow up in our faces. Again, this is a quantum leap. This is major breakthrough energy, and it's going to bring in a big shift in your world, no matter how it's presented on the world stage. Who does this benefit? Mostly everybody. Mostly everybody is going to benefit from this event. I would say that the fixed signs will feel this in a way that could be more challenging, right? And that would be due to a square that is presented to their sun, moon, or rising personal planets. It's just felt more when it hits those points of your chart, right? And that's because it's you. It's your like, it really hits you in a way that's like, oh, this feels personal. The earth signs are going to be loving this, and even the water signs, because it's in a sextile to the water signs. There's a lot of support. There's a lot of manifestation occurring. So if you are a water or an earth sign, like this is going to feel like really boosting and positive. The the fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Leo, will feel this. And I'm more so referring to them in a rising sign position, because this catalyzes the four corners of your chart. So anytime these points of your chart are activated by an event, something is set in motion, because this is really like the skeleton system of your life. So there's big movements there. It feels like a big change is coming into focus. Um, and that can be presented in ways like a job opportunity that is going to be, it's going to be really hard to leave where you're at, but you really can't pass up the opportunity. It's going to set your family up for stability, or it's going to pay you your worth. It's going to require a lot of rearranging and shifting, but it's going to put you in a place that really sustains a lifestyle that's going to support your dreams, your family, perhaps allow you to buy a house. These are the themes we're talking about with Uranus and Jupiter and Taurus. So this may feel for some people like a storm, like it's just chaos, and it is, and chaos has an excitement to it, right? It's like, when we look outside and watch a lightning storm, like there's an excitement, there's a thrill, there's an electricity, there's an energy of feeling alive that really activates and is brought forward in us. It's like, okay, like some shit's about to go down, and it's exciting. There's something that kind of gets you like ready to step into life with this energy. And I'm, again, not saying it's all good. Like some of us are feeling extremely restless, and that can make us, kind of act impulsive, right? We're still in Aries season, though this conjunction is at the very beginning of Taurus season. We still have an Aries stellium happening here. So, we have Mercury, Venus, North Node, Chiron, all in Aries. So we still have this Aries energy that's like, hey, it's go time. And if you're not in that place, this can arrive, like this energy can arrive in your body somatically, and it can just feel like you're online. You can literally feel like your body feels more electric, right? We are electromagnetic beings. We are sensitive to transits of the cosmos and the sky. Like these are aspects of our psyche, of our body. I mean, this is something that we might feel kind of like manic around. We might feel extra triggered. I've been tracking transits for like 8 years now, and I can even predict when I need to really step away from making plans, or, if the moon is in Virgo, which is my sign, like I'm probably going to be hiding out in my room and doing some shadow work. So there's things we can track with astrology, but when I'm referring to this conjunction and where it is in your chart, it's really kind of like that lightning bolt that's going to expand you out of your comfort zone. And it will be for your best interest. That's the thing with Uranus. If there's a change coming and you're kind of dreading it, but part of you knows there's something exciting and unknown on the other side of it, like you want to pay attention. This is a conjunction of taking risk, of moving in a new way, and having trust in your ability to figure it out. Jupiter is really a planet of faith. So there's so much like being infused into us right now. And I'm not saying the planets control us. They definitely reflect energy that we are moving through as a collective, but they also represent these big movements and can help us like really track and feel grounded into what is happening, so we don't feel like we're just navigating our human experience without a map. And that's okay too if you want to. It's just astrology gives us so much. It's like a compass to navigate our experience. So this is like a storm clearing the way forward. And that may even look like giving up possessions, like really, okay, I'm letting go of certain things that I can't hold on to anymore. I can't hold the weight. Taurus is about simplifying. So, what are we letting go of? What is life affirming, right? Taurus reminds us about our self-worth and our self-esteem. And I also see a lot of people getting really creative and inventive with becoming self-sustained or self-reliant in their careers, perhaps people kind of offering things in their own way. I mean, this is very much like getting back to our roots, like supporting farmers and, voting with our dollar. It's like when we feel powerless, like how can we empower ourselves and how can we support the people in our community so that we are supported? So this is really about building healthy network systems and being able to create a network of help and support in a way that's like healthy and promotes growth and is in alignment with your values. So um, again, this energy may show up as just like an aha moment, a eureka moment, a light bulb going off. It could show up as an idea. It can just be like more energy is available to you to make moves. And it can really just show up as feeling like awakened and ready to meet life. So again, there's so much that can happen here, but focus on what is life affirming and allow yourself to kind of let go of what feels just too heavy or too much or that you can't continue on with. I know that's a little bit like lofty, but hopefully that makes sense. I know a lot of people may find that they're in a situation where they're receiving money and they can buy a house or they can sell their home. And I know that's a very rare case right now, but anyways, big shifts for all of us. And what else did I want to say? Depending on where this is happening in your chart, it will definitely be felt differently. Like if this is in your fourth house, you might be in Aquarius or Aquarius rising. Um, you could be potentially like buying your dream house. I've seen people receive an abundance of money and then suddenly they have a down payment for a home. So the reason that there's possibilities here is because Mars is in a sextile to this energy. So Mars is the planet of assertion and it's stimulating this growth. So there's almost this like, I'm even shaking as I'm talking about it. It's like, okay, I have to make a move, right? There's something that has to be done in order to provide future sustenance and growth. And so there's a lot of support here, and even the fixed signs are going to be supported. It's just going to be, felt in an easier fluid way for our earth signs like Virgo and Capricorns are really going to love this. And again, everyone is going to be, I feel, blessed in some way, shape, or form. Just be willing to receive blessings in unexpected ways, in ways that maybe don't make sense, and to really know that you'll be guided appropriately to listen to that inner guidance. And if you feel like you can't hear it or you're not receiving any guidance, it might be time to just like quiet the external. And it's hard because this is such a stimulating movement that it can make us really, kind of want all this information and bombard our internal guidance system with all this external information. But this is one that you really want to tap into your own intuitive guidance. And, I'm a big advocate about getting in nature for this. When you do feel ungrounded, because there's such an influx of energy coming in, remember to do simple things like breathing, like walking barefoot in the grass, water, like get to a river or stream if you can, and just like put your feet in, like simple things to really calm your nervous system will help tremendously with that. But my wish for you is that this event shows up in magical and benevolent ways. I know that it will, um, and that you're able to kind of ride the storm through it and really just come out on the other side, uplifted, inspired, and ready to receive. So, there's a lot here. I hope that this was helpful. And if you feel called to book a session with me, I'll put my information down below. Thank you so much for listening. And until we meet again, take care.